Okay, so here's my blade. This is actually a Hanway. It's actually got a rebated tip on it. Basically, the parts of this blade are basically the blade. This is actually the forte, which is the strong. The foible out here, which is the weak. It's actually got a ricasso, which is a place that's unsharpened here. That actually, this sword is not sharpened at all, but it could be pretty close. It could actually sharpen the sword. This is the tang, the place where basically the little shoulders come in. The tang passes through here, and it's actually threaded. First thing I'm going to do with anytime I'm using one of these things is I have to modify this a little bit. As a rule of thumb, the less you modify your blades, the better off you are, okay, because you mess with the temper and all. This one basically is going to sock in like that, and you can see that it's actually almost exactly the right size. I'll probably be taking about maybe a ½ inch off of that. It's threaded really nice. We're in good shape. These are threaded. They come threaded for metric. They actually are coming, it's a 6mm by 1mm in terms of the threading. So it's actually, it's about equivalent to a fine 1/4 inch 28, I believe, in English. But you can get these pretty easily at most hardware stores, okay, to get the threads, the taps, and stuff like that. So what I'm starting with is the piece that's down the bottom here and the head block. Basically, I cut on my trusty bandsaw 2 pieces. You see the head block, I'm going to use some 3/8 inch thick. And this baby is about a 1/4 inch. Okay. I've drilled holes in the center of them using my drill press. Basically, I've taken basically made an X across them and made a little ding with a center punch and drilled through them using my vise to hold it in shape, and a little bit of cutting oil. Okay. Now what I have to do is, this is not round here. This is actually a square, or it's actually a rectangle. So I'm going to basically be using my files to file that, so that this thing, when it gets finished, is going to slide right down over top of this. Then I'm taking a little piece of pipe, a little piece of plumbing pipe here, that I'm going to cut off the right length, which is probably right there. I have a drawing on it there, which will basically go like that, and the other piece will go like this. And this is that end, the piece here. Actually, it's like a football shape. If you take a look, see that piece right there that's got like that football shape? Well, it's starting out as a rectangle. After I file it out so it slides on, I'll basically grind that shape in. When these 3 pieces slide over the tang of the sword nicely, I'm actually going to put them together and I'll weld them. I'm basically going to weld them all together, and then I'll basically clean it all up, make it look like it was one full piece. I'm actually going to take the quillions, and out of the head block, I'll take basically 2 big pieces of steel. I'm going to weld them onto like that. You'll notice that I'm not really using very much in the way of machine shop tools. Okay, the deal is these swords are manufactured. I've always manufactured them in theater scene shops and stuff that I've worked at. I don't really have the specialized tools, so things that would be a lot easier. You'll see the big sander, the big narrow sander there to shape stuff. I'm usually using 4.5 inch grinders with either grinding wheels or flap wheels. I'm using random orbital saws or sanders. Basically, I do a lot of file work. So this is all stuff that you're going to find in most of your regional theater shops, and better equipped ones, or even your shops that are at decent college, scene shops and things like that. You'll be using a MIG welder, be using an oxyacetylene torch in order to bend stuff, and drill press, drills. You can do a lot of this stuff. But if you want it to look world class, a lot of it's about proportion, okay? And it's about using your eye and really be able to see. I'm not sure you can teach that. You just have to kind of look at it, and you hold the piece up and you go, doesn't look right. Grind it or start over, so away we go. So I'm going to take this. I'm actually going to use chainsaw files to file it open. That's these things, okay? Start filing this stuff. It takes a long time to do. There are all sorts of different other ways you can do it, but these chainsaw filers are really, really cheap. You can get them, I think they're $1.50. They're come in 3 different sizes. Basically, I'm going to put this in a vise, and I'm going to start filing out. I'm going to basically open that up evenly until it slides over top of the tang, okay?